I'm in the mood. I hope you're up for Free and Friends. I'm here with some of the friends. One of them is around town or around the country visiting his family, but Kathy, the original Lee, is right here with us. And Gary, the man about town. And as I told you, Jerome Roberts, he's away visiting family. So, hi, gang. Hi, friends. How's everyone?
Hey,
Okay, now at the time that we're talking about this, we're taking an advanced guess as how things are going to look in July, and the man about town should be able to give us some little insight. Go for it, Gary.
well, yeah, really, we're looking at a summer coming with mass, or we're looking at a summer coming with people that have gotten injected. We're looking at restaurants that are opening up. We're looking at going back to what they call normal, but it ain't going to be normal. But really, the most important thing is like finance for most people. Now, most people got to 1400, but what are they going to do when they spend up to 1400 during the summer months? As you know, summer gets real hot and people get real kind of, active. So,
Well, I hope for
what?
one thing, Gary. I hope for one thing that the pools will be open for the young people. That they
Yeah,
will be fully open this summer for the young people.
yeah. Well, that doesn't stop what's going on the violence level. They need jobs. Um, they, they. It's really kind of complicated to know what's inside a youth's head, so to speak, today, because they're mostly on Facebook and Instagram and doing kind of things that are causing them to get angered by something that someone says. So I think they need some kind of outlets. And I think the only thing that I could think of is the outlet is a job or a library or something that they could do by camping. There's different things out there that we need to steer these youth to. That's my I'm just saying.
Kathy Lee, you belong to several groups, and I'm sure they've been talking about things that they want to do or want to have happening as we go forward.
Okay, I'll start with West Park Cultural Center. It's an arts and education program. And last year we were not able to hold our Arts Fest event, which is a event that's open to the public for free. And
Hmm.
at the taping of this, it's normally the second weekend in June. I'm not sure if that even went down. So if this is July, we're still debating on that. But it has grown so tremendously over the years. And I do historical trolley tours of the Centennial District. The Germantown Historical Society, I can tell you, they are, if I may speak as a board member, that the people should really take advantage of the um, I think we have about 17 or 18 sites in Germantown because Germantown has a lot of history. Philadelphia has a lot of history. But coming up on with the Johnson House, the William Still 200th anniversary, and the Lest We Forget Museum, and you have the Black Writers Museum, you have the Aces Museum, and you have the Chew House, which was basically a plantation, from my understanding. But there's a whole lot going on this summer that hopefully you can check out. And
Well,
even don't forget the Park Service down in Center City.
I don't know if I have a beef about it, but I thought a lot about. I don't like changing the time. Now I know we have daylight saving time, and that gives us more light. But I don't like to go back to the darkness of getting up in the dark, going to work in the dark, coming home in the dark. Everything's in the dark when you go back on the time. I'm for keeping the time straight, and a lot of countries, are not joining us in that anymore. How do you all feel about it? I'm just saying, keep the time the same.
uh, Gary, what do you think? I'm gonna
I
pass that
I
on to you.
I like it the way it is now, but the thing
Yeah,
is,
but
like,
now it's daylight saving though, and
I,
this could
yeah,
stay.
but it's darker later, so you get more sunlight, you
Yeah,
know.
well, that's why
Yeah,
they did it.
yeah. So that's an advantage for melanated people.
Well, you're just saying, right?
I'm just saying. We
But
need
Well,
we've been locked in so long. We need as much sun as we can get.
but you know what? I think there's one state in the United States where they don't honor daylight savings time. And I never understood daylight savings time, to be honest with you. I mean, I understand why they do it. It's just annoying that they do it. And it's just, if the rest of the world is, why are we doing it? But maybe part of the infrastructure bill that will have passed the Congress and the Senate will maybe be able to address a lot of these little infrastructure problems that we might have across this country. Now I got confused on my own brilliance there. You see that?
mhm.
Sorry, Gary. I'm just saying, I
No,
got confused.
just think about it, Miss Trudy. At 7 o'clock, it's still light outside. You could go outside and
That's
see the
wonderful.
sun,
That's wonderful. Of course, it's not quite like that when the
and it
winter
won't,
comes
you know,
around.
it won't
But
be like 5 o'clock.
yeah, but in the winter with this other time, going back and it's too dark. It's dark when you get up. It's dark when you come home. It's dark all the time.
So
And
now, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Trudy, but wait a minute now. If we roll back an hour, now I'm trying to logically think this out. If we
okay,
keep it the same time, let's say now, I don't know
good.
when will it get dark when I go outside, and when is it light when I wake up? Now I've really gone off the deep end because now I'm trying to figure out what is the difference.
Well,
Well,
it was just my opinion.
yeah,
So
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying,
All I know is that it'll be lighter at 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Oh, so you do know that? Okay, well, look.
So for the seniors that want to be out in the street shopping, they don't have to worry about getting home at a certain
before
time
it gets
before it
dark,
gets dark.
right, Gary?
They feel
Oh,
safe.
okay,
They feel
okay.
very safe now being out a little later because it's light. I heard a lady one day. It was dark in the winter, and then when the summer came and she was out, the same person. She
Yeah.
said, "I'm so glad that I want to get home before it gets dark." I said, "It don't get dark till 7:30." She said, "Oh, thank you, Jesus." That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So, okay. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
the
hope
advantage. That's it. That's the real advantage. So why don't they just leave it like it is now?
No, I have no problem with that. I guess I've just been so used to daylight savings time that
Yeah.
you just get so used to it. You don't see what I'm seeing what
for a
you're
while
saying
we
now.
get used to it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, here comes, don't forget to turn your clocks back.
Yeah. Well, that part is just preliminary because we have to do it because they consider that moving into. I
Advantageous.
really don't get it. But if they left it, I would wish they would leave it like it is now. Because now when we finish, I'm just saying our conversation and our taping, people can watch it, and then they got some time to go outside too and get some sun.
Well, we'll take a break right here. And when we come back, Gary, you should have some jobs that you could mention that these kids can get during the summertime and during the warmer and lighter days.
Oh
You
yeah.
like that?
Oh yeah.
Well, we are back and we have some ideas, or we should have some ideas of what we should be doing during this sort of relaxed time. Because, in the summer, everybody sort of relaxes. Most people do. They go on vacations, they take time off. But it's also a time that we can think about what's coming. And Gary, I think you were saying that nothing's going to be sort of normal anymore. So this is a good time for us to maybe talk together and plan together for some things that are going to start back up and some things which will be different. Got any ideas, gang?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of outdoorsy things that parents really, if they wanted to take their kids outdoorsies to different events and summer camps, I've seen quite a few that are advertising right now, being that I'm in the marketing field, and there's so much stuff going on outdoorsy. I mean, even the jazz concerts down at Cherry Pier have started happening. I mean, they got the skating ring, roller skating rings down at the seaport. But the parents got to be willing to invest the time into the youth and take more time with them, since the summer is coming, and also the fall is coming, where they anticipate going back to school. That the jury's still out on. So for now, the kids need to be entertained, and the parents need to entertain their children, or even show them how to get entertained in a nice way. That's my. I'm just saying.
Kathy?
Well, as a retired educator, I am very interested in our city being able to fully reopen all of the schools on time, because it is absolutely critical that our children get back into the classrooms. But they have to be safe. The teachers have to be safe in order for instruction to take place, in order for the parents to be able to go back to work. If there's a whole lot riding on that, but I think the infrastructure bill that they're really pushing to get through, it's about time, because I see it really being able to overhaul a lot of the problems that were identified during this pandemic, as far as a fan is not ventilation in the school. Philadelphia, I mean, they're ancient, they're very old, and there are a lot of modern things that need to innovate. Excuse me.
Adapted. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they had to be adapted, but it's not just in the schools; it's across all the workplaces, all the places where we gather in public. So this fall, I'm really hoping that look at all the jobs it's going to create, Gary, with
Yeah.
people actually rebuilding the city, rebuilding the neighborhoods, and making them more vital and safe for everyone. And when the kids have the jobs that you're talking about, we just have to make sure that our people in this city are the ones that have the jobs, and that is why they need to be really. I want to say they really just need to make sure that there's a lot of equity across who is rebuilding what, because we
Mhm.
cannot get closed out of all of the jobs that are coming down the pike with this whole infrastructure thing.
There is one job when you said noticing and making sure that you're aware of what's going on. One of the airlines has already started a school to train hundreds, I said, young people in all the ethnic groups. They're going to take more women. They're going to train more ethnics of color, Asians, every nationality that we now have in this country, and they're going to train them based on a young girl who, at the age of 6, and I saw this on television some time ago. At the age of 6, she always wanted to be a pilot, but of course they weren't taking pilots of color. But now she is one of the students in that school to become a pilot, and she's having a ball. She's being trained, and that's something that I hope our young people will start looking at, different avenues of employment, not just being a doctor, but a research doctor or dentist, or some of the specialties that are on being in medicine and still recognize your goals. Those kind of things I hope they're looking at during this time off. Hello,
Yeah,
Yeah.
go
I'm
ahead,
just
Gary.
saying.
Well, it all falls back on the parent that cares about the child that they have in their households, that can look for information for them to do. Because if they don't have anything to do, it won't be a pretty summer for a lot of these young people out here, because already, it's kind of tragic, some of the things that are happening, because of the fact that they don't have anything to do, and they not being able to go to school. So in the fall, they have to whip something up, and that infrastructure thing is very good, because that's going to create jobs. Definitely going to create jobs. Now, how is the infrastructure money broken down? Is it roads? Is it bridges? Is it tunnels? Is it the station in Kensington, where they completed it a couple of days, and it was so amazing how they opened that station right back up real quick. And I was like, wow, that was only like a week. And they could do it in a week. They did it in a week. And it's like they wanted it open because financial. So they know what to do. It's just that where's the money going for these different things? Now, is it going to go to help improve the school uh, infrastructure? Or is it going to go to help the street outside of the school? You know, because we don't even know. And that's a thing that we should find out about. Just saying for the public, and the public should also look into it, not just leave it on us. I'm just saying.
I bet there's one thing that should be, if it's not thought about, and that is summer school. Now, I know going to school is an ugly word sometimes when you're on a vacation or a vacation time, but summer school would be one of the ways they could make up what they lost during the uh, epidemic earlier, and when they had to close schools and have them closed. So summer school would be an easy way to catch up, wouldn't it, Kathy?
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. The challenge, though, is again, it deals with it's okay if you're in a school that is air conditioned, like Microsoft School of the Future. It's not okay if you are in an old building that does not have air conditioning. But I think these kids have learned a valuable lesson that school is important because you only miss what you don't have anymore. And I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm hoping that they have actually, well,
Develop
created
a
a,
liking, huh?
yeah, just created a new attitude towards school
Well,
because they were deprived of it. So now you know you can take advantage of it, and that brings Gary's point in. The parents have to let the children know, like, you missed the whole year of school, and what are you going to do about it? And how can I support you as your parent? In other words, to appreciate the education. So maybe instead of having, I have 33 report cards and 4 parents come, and I understand they have their jobs, maybe 33 parents will show up and check on their child's education. Maybe they will form PTAs because the most successful schools have the strongest PTAs. And you know this, the parents now, that's who's doing it. So I'm just saying.
hmm.
Yeah.
And there's other things that they can do to learn also while being outside, taking nature walks, going to museums that are open and permissible, and to all the outdoor things where you can learn, nature walks and things like that. We used to do that in school. I don't know about the kids today.
Well, they're not being empowered to do certain things. I'm just saying. See, that's where really, it's interesting to be on this topic about who can empower. You go and talk to another kid's child today, and the parent look at you. If the parent's with you, you might have a fight. So the thing is that the parents, in some cases too, when I was in the school too, the parents was wanted to beat the teacher in some instances.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Now, okay.
yeah.
Let me just say this. In all of my years as teaching, I did make a couple of mistakes. I did. You have to admit mistakes. So you have to assess your teaching.
Mhm.
And I think that I became a better teacher by constantly assessing and reassessing how I was interacting with other people's children. But I can
Mhm.
say this. When I learned that parents want to be respected, and I'm not saying I respected the parent, but at times we do sometimes disrespect the students in front of us.
Mhm.
And if you cannot discipline with dignity, then you do create problems. But
Mhm.
a parent, I've noticed when I was able to, most of my parents come in, my teammate Connie Delisandro and I'm shout out to Connie because she just retired. We had a lot of parents coming in, and I can't say the other teachers did not. Don't get it twisted.
But
But had
Kathy,
a lot.
You were an engaging teacher. That's how I really got to know you, and I thought you were excellent because of the way the children or the students, I shouldn't say children, the students responded to you. You created all kinds of activities and different things for them to do and to think about. So I applaud you for being a
I
very
also,
good teacher. We'll
but
be right
Trudy,
back.
I had parents with me.
We'll be right back with more and closing.
All right. Cut. All right. We're at 19 minutes and 20. We're at 19 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, how much more do we have to go?
Yeah.
You got
Geez.
you have 8 more minutes left.
Oh, okay.
That was a good one. That was a good
Yeah.
one. That was a good interaction. Yeah.
Thank you, Gary.
Ah.
I want to talk about those shower caps on your hats.
Oh, I was gonna make a mention of his hat that he has on now.
Yeah, let's
Well, go
talk
ahead.
about his hat. Yeah, let's talk about your hat and what bad crowns.
Well, now don't forget we're in the summer.
It's waxed. It's tie-dyed wax. It's
What
they
were
have it
talking
and they
about?
put it in a certain thing and they wax. They dip it in this certain thing and it comes out like it is. It's tie-dye and then they wax.
Don't do it. You're gonna do it when we talk about it.
It's a process in Africa that they use.
Gary, we're coming back to your hat. You can do it on air.
Who?
We're coming back. Go ahead. Keep
All right.
quiet.
Are y'all ready? All right, Tony J, I'm gonna text you, let you know when we're at 5 so you can do the drop. All right, y'all ready?
We're back. You know, we've been talking about things to do for the summer and getting ready for the fall, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there's one thing we haven't touched on, and that's Gary's hat. Now, I remember we did a show once back in the days about hats, and he had a lot of them behind him. But today, he is wearing one of them. What is it all about, Gary?
Well, it's called fatigue. It's a certain process that they use where they dip it and dyes and so forth, and whatever comes out, it comes out. It's amazing. It's kind of like a wax feeling onto a cloth. But this is something that is done. You know, it's interesting. We talk about what the kids can do, the crafts. Imagine if we could get some craft places going to teach kids to make things, and that would occupy them for the summer months, and they could also make money. They could, instead of selling lemonade, they could make hats and make this and make that. That, you know, ceramics, you know, a lot of stuff that they can do that they can keep themselves occupied by even making money. That might be something that the city could come up with, an idea like that.
Well, I mean, you have the idea. Why don't you promote it? And
I have the idea, but I don't have the finesse to do it. So you guys you have to get the people that know how to do this particular type of thing. There's people that do it, just like people that do the murals on the walls. They got. I've seen so many artistic things happen here in Philadelphia. They got, you know, they could put more money behind the arts and then offer the children more courses to take in those particular things. They would have fun, and they'll have fun doing it, and they become children again. You know,
and that brings me back to the board that I'm the president of, the West Park Cultural Center, because we are and we do have online classes, Gary. As a matter of fact, we have online guitar classes. We have coding classes. It's called Dance Logic, where our young are learning coding computers by actually dancing. It's just fabulous. Comcast does support that. We have our Camp Ginkgo. We have ceramics. We have those things, Gary. And our viewers out there need to know that they can go on to WPCC. I think it's .org. Oh my gosh, I should know that. I've had a brain freeze. But yes, it's Park Cultural Center.org. That's what it is. But you will find a lot of free things for parents to do and a lot of art activities. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting because they also have fun savers. You know, there's a thing called fun savers where you get like a discount for doing different things around the city of Philadelphia, or you could even call that 311 number. I mean, that's so easy to call. 311. Hey, I want to know where I can take my child today. You know, that's safe in a safe environment. Or I want to, you know, use the number. It's there. I mean, I call and it take you like a couple of seconds to get on to somebody. I got on quicker than that than paying my life insurance or whatever.
Really?
You know? Yeah. 311 is amazing. It tells you everything about the city. I never seen something so quick. You know, I asked for a street light to be put because it was dark at a particular corner, and I called them one day, and 2 days later they fixed it. I was amazed, and that was calling 311.
We haven't learned our city yet, have we? This is a good time because you can walk around and you don't have to worry about the weather too much. So good luck. I think there are many, many things that we can indulge ourselves and just make it work for us, make it work for everyone around us. And I'm so glad that we're going to be wrapping up the show because it's time. Kathy, any last words?
Yes, I just want to say it's westparkcultural.org. That's our website. And we offer stop motion clay projects, Camp Ginkgo, ceramics. I'm reading it now, theater class in Fairmount Park, after school music programs, and visual literacy workshops, and of course, dance logic. So we offer all of that to the community.
Okay, Gary.
Yeah, you know, I was watching. Well, it was a newsletter, and it was in this community called Cedar Park, and they had so much information in this little newsletter that they send me every week or so often, and it gives a wealth of information.
These local papers, you know, people that put out these community papers.
Oh yeah, they're very informative.
Yeah.
You know, right. we don't brag about our own. We don't put our own up enough.
Right. And that's something that we can do, and then there's something that people can do themselves too, like the 311. It's so easy. That is such an easy thing. 311. That's it. Done. I've gotten so much help from different things associated with that number alone. I didn't even, you know, I didn't know until I called, and then they give you a menu of all the different things that departments, the municipal building where you can find this, taxes, this, that. I was like, wow. You ever call that number and listen? Try it.
Okay. I think the most important thing is that we're trying to remind you that your time doesn't go to waste, that there are many avenues that you can use to improve your mind or to just become aware of things that are going on around you that you didn't know about before. And they're free. So be sure that you take heed, make it work for you, make the time be yours, and make it useful to you. And I'm here to encourage you and to say, please write us. Send us your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Right here on I'm Just Saying. Have a blessed day.